Okay, what I've done here, I've actually made a template in the side panel, so I can cut the insulation out. This king span's just big enough to do both sides, which is excellent. It doesn't need to be 100%, so it's not going to be 100%, but I'm going to use one edge as a straight, and the rest is down. So as long as it's cut and it fits, because it's going to be taped up, so you're not going to see it anyway. So it should be fine. Famous last words.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Okay, and then you have it. That's where it's going to go. So it fits reasonably well. Might trim a little bit at the edges just to make sure it doesn't squeak. And I'll use this one as a template for the other side. Right. So what I'm now doing is using the one I've cut as a template for the other side.
Till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.
Right, for this task, boys and girls, you'll need some cardboard, some gaffer tape, and a nice pair of scissors. So what I've done, I've held up pieces of cardboard, Exhibit A, like that, then taped it, taped it, made the edges, and voila. Fortunately, that panel there is the same as that one there, and over there, and over there. Haven't tested that one yet, I'll have to test that one as well. So I made a template, as you can see, hanging over the chair that I used for the two back panels, and now that one is done, and that one is done. Don't have any king span left, so I have to go and get some more tomorrow. Used 25mm there, which was adequate, because if I went 50mm it would protrude and I'd have to cut it all down, so bugger that for a game of soldiers. 15mm quite clearly will easily fit into these three panels up the front, so that should be fine. And I hope that one sheet of Celotex king span will insulate the three sides. I think I've said before, I'm not putting any windows in, just because I want to be able to park wherever I want to park without people saying, you can't park there, you're a camper van. So I'm not going in that direction, but everyone to their own. So yeah, there you have it. Hopefully that's a little tip on how, if you just make a template, so you can get then obviously pull it over the king span, your Celotex, whatever, sketch it around, then cut it, put the piece up. Ta-da! And what I did as well was make sure the board when I put it up. Example, off cut. I made sure it wasn't right up there, because otherwise when it flexes it's going to squeak. So I've left a gap around the top and around the edges, so like that this isn't going to squeak against there. So consequently, if you look there, you can see there's a bit of a dip in the side, so that's helped. And this is just aluminium tape, and also I'll put a dip on the aluminium tape, because if this flexes, you can see you can't hear any cracking. If you have it really tight, actually, and taut across there, when that flexes, it crackles the aluminium tape. So don't do it. Not particularly happy because it looks shit, but at least I'll be even less happy if I'm driving down the road and I can hear that crackling away in the background. But that shouldn't be the case. But hopefully that was tip of the day. Right, let me carry on. Here we have a session from the dark side. Hello, van. Did a quick trip down to Wicks. Yay! More insulation. This one's 50mm to put in the front panels. I have so much keys. Where's my keys to open up the Mercedes? There we go. Right. So that panel is going to go there, and that one there. I need to do a bit of cleaning, make sure that template's okay before I start cutting the insulation. Life is but a dream. Shaboom, shaboom. Yeah. Right. Also got some of this ply. So the intent with that, I'm going to try it for, I need something that's flexible, which this appears to be. So, because the challenge is going to be, as you can see, these panels are only going to go so far, then I need to have another one. Sorry, I was looking at, I was admiring myself. I need those panels to go up there, then I need something to go here. It's going to be covered, but I need something that's a little bit flexible. So I'm going to give that a test, and if it doesn't work out for fine, I need more. I'm going to use it for the back here, for those two sections at the top. Anyway, it's enough of that. Right, here's the template that I did. I've got 3 panels left to do, and as you can see, if it goes there, it overhangs there. So, but if I put it that way, I can't even get I can't even get 2 if I put it lengthways. So the only thing I can do, because I need to get 3 out this, I'm going to get it as close as possible, which is there. But if I look at it, I'm only going to be short by not even an inch, ½ inch, something like that. So what I'll do, I'll cut 3 rectangles and pop them in. Then I'll use some of the spare as filler to put it down the side. With the 50mm king span, there's a couple of beams on the back of the panels that's pushing the 50mm out. So if you cut these grooves into it, it actually sits nice and flush against the panel. So I've done that. What I'm going to do is then cover it with the aluminium tape. Right, that's both of them taped up. I shall now demonstrate where they go in the van. Right, so as you can see, this panel has 2 bars there. So those were pushing the panel out. So the panel wasn't, it was sticking out from the side. So now, hopefully, super job. See, it's reasonably flush there, practically flush, and that's good enough. It sticks out a bit, but that should be fine. And also you can see along the top edge, instead before it was like kind of like that. Lots of buggering about. Is it worth it? Good question, but it's done. I shall now glue it in a 2 location and then tape it, and a job's a good one. Well, here we go. These are the 2 panels I finished off. Finished them off the other day, took ages. So what I've done, just move all this gear out of the way. What I've done is carved indents in them, and I've actually shaved the end off as well, because where they go on the panel in the van, these 2 indents, which this is 50mm, these 2 indents were pushing it out. So that's good, but the other issue was the back of the panel also curves. So the 50mm at the far end, at the back end, as the B end I'm calling it, was protruding out quite a lot. So what I've done, I've shaved the back off, which has helped. So when the panel's up against, this actually bows slightly, which is quite good. You can see I've just sort of squeezed it so it fits a lot more snug. And just to give you an idea what I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you, I've got a really good score. Yeah, dumper diving. Right, so it's this panel I'm talking about. So 50 at this end is fine, but as it goes back, this panel gets thinner, but it also bows, which is a bit of a bugger. So as you can see, those are the ridges, so the panel fits far back as possible. And the panel, let me go and grab the panel, then I can show you what the score I got. Which is a bit cracking lacking. Dum, 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 dum. Right, so here we go. Bear with me while I manoeuvre. So this panel fits like that, grooves. So you can see it's a lot nicer snug, and also this back here is a lot flatter. So if I put a straight edge onto that, bear with me, it's pretty close, which is good. So it's fine up there and fine there. See what I mean about the curve? Let me show you. And there is okay, But by putting that section in there, what I've managed to do is be able to get this bow in. On this panel I use 25 and here's 50. It's just the way it's worked out with what I had, because there's no way I was going to get 50 into that one. But 15 to this one works fine, and here it's flush, which is fine. So by doing these adaptions, it's meant I can use a 50 and get it to fit in there. But I will say it is a complete ball ache, took ages to do. So if you're in love with your van, do it. If you're not, don't do it. It was about half an afternoon's work just carving those damn things out. Right, let me show you what I scored. I don't have the keys for my car, but you'll get an idea if I put it through the screen. I have no idea if you can see that, but it's Celotex. There was a lady who had a summer house being built in a garden, skip out the front with a load of it in yesterday, day before. So went, knocked on the door, asked, and she said, oh yes, help yourself. So fantastic. But what it means, it's enough for finishing off the panels at the rear, which is fantastic, which is brilliant. So that saved a few pennies. Just my OCD kicking in, because it's not Kingspan, it's the B&Q Recital or something like that they call it. So it's a different brand, but I'm sure it's the same thing anyway at the end of the day. But yep, so that's where we've got to so far. With the insulation that managed to scrounge from a dumpster, what I'm doing, I'm actually taping these sections up together to make a panel, which is going to go bum 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 to do the back. So I've used old Amazon boxes and duct tape. I'm using duct tape because it's strong, and that duct tape is not good at duct tape, so I don't mind using it on this, otherwise I really wouldn't. It's not the greatest, it was a cheap one anyway. But yeah, so cut the template, then I will transfer that to the I'll transfer it now actually. Let's take it off. Excuse me, it's going to be a bit of a crack shot while I do that. There you go. Right, so that's taking the template off. Oh. So the idea is this. Voila. So you get the picture. So what I need to do now is find some other bits from the scrap down there. Scrap. And make that up into a box. Then I shall cut it. There's the first dry fit, so that corner is a little bit, I need to take some of that corner, and hopefully the rest of it will flush up. Then I can make some in filler pieces to put there. Super! I'm not bothering to be too accurate, purely because generally find that I want to rather leave that rather than not. Right, let's go try that. Right, there you go. The cut out the two panels. I made the template, cut out one, got it to fit, then put a load of these scrap pieces together. You can see there's what that's made out of. 1, 2, 5 pieces. That's made out of 5 as well, actually. So put another 5 pieces together. Then used the original as a template and folded it over, and it fit perfectly. You can see the gaps are a little bit big around the edges, but I'm not too worried about that. I work on the premise that I don't want it to squeak, so keeping it clear of the edges, should it move, it will end up squeaking. So I've used a little bit of glue as little buffers once it's set. So just need to wait for it now to dry. and then I can do the taping. Wanted to share this little trick I've picked up when I've been putting the insulation in with the gap. Initially I just put the aluminium foil to cover it up, but what I've found, when you press on the panel it makes a hell of a noise because it's all crackling. But what I've been using underneath, I've been putting this material tape, which is that. It's a duct tape, but I was using, there's a clear option that I've been using. I don't know if you can just see it there, like a little checkered tape. So that's better. So if you can get that one versus the white one, it just seems to stick a lot more better. So what I've been doing is putting it along the seams, then putting the foil, aluminium foil over the top like that. When you press the panel, you can hear it doesn't crackle at all. But if you don't do that, then put the aluminium on, it makes a hell of a bloody noise. So what I was trying to avoid is when the van's moving, when it's going down the road, these flexing, and it sounds like a tambourine going off in the back of the van. And also, when you do this, if you can, indent it like I've done, sink it in. Don't have it taut, because when you press on it, you can see it flexes the tape away. So when you have it like that, you've got a bit of spring in it and it's not pulling the tape off. So I hope that helps. There you have it, boys and girls, the finished back panels. 50mm recycle that scavenged from a tip with the owner's consent. Made a template, cut the two pieces out, stuck them in with glue, put duct tape around it, then aluminium foil around that. Yeah, I kind of think I can hear the difference with the noise coming out the back, but it's still early days. There's still a lot of panels there that need covering up, but considering this is going to be around the sleep area, it was worth doing. And fortunately 50mm should, it just goes flat. It's got a bit of flex in it, which is fine, which is good. So as in flex without too much resistance, so it's not going to cause an issue. So job done.